Do you ever wish you could monetize your expertise? Do you ever wish you could monetize your passion, your knowledge, your experience by teaching people something, by offering consultancy services, by offering coaching services? This is a field of entrepreneurship which has got a new kind of a new term called infopreneurship. Okay, so I promised that I'm going to share some free training on this subject. So I'm creating 3 videos. There are going to be 3 parts to these videos. The first one, which is today, I'm going to talk about the opportunity of entrepreneurship, and I'm going to share briefly on how I started on this journey and how maybe you also can start. In part 2, I'm going to talk about how do you know if your knowledge is sellable. So sometimes I talk about this, how to monetize your passion, how to monetize your knowledge. And I've had few people come to me and say, I've got this number of years of experience in such and such a field. I've got this amount of education in such and such a field. I would love to monetize it. So the question is it just any type of knowledge? Is it any type of expertise? Is it any type of passion that you can monetize through infopreneurship, which includes training, consultancy, and coaching? So that will be part 2. Part 3, I'm going to talk about obstacles you should expect to face. Obstacles that make certain people who have the potential to do this, what makes them not do it? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. So today, let's talk about the opportunity and getting started. So let me start by sharing some statistics. Okay, so e-learning. Okay, so infopreneurship, when you talk about coaching, consultants, and training, I'm going to just describe everything as e-learning or infopreneurship. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Part of the fast growth has happened because of the pandemic. You know, when the pandemic happened and we all had to minimize our movements, more and more people went online to get their education and to do their training and even to do their work. So that actually contributed to the increase of infopreneurship and the idea of monetizing your knowledge online. But that's not the only reason. Even before the pandemic happened, a lot of people were going into e-learning, and it was already a multi-billion-dollar industry. Let me just look at some statistics. I'm looking at some statistics here. There's a projection that e-learning could be worth $25 billion US by 2025. There has been an increase in e-learning by 200% according to this website. What is the name of this website? Okay, maybe I'll share some of the links. But you can see that there's this growing trend with online training, online consultants, online coaching. So if you are someone who has had the passion to monetize your knowledge or to monetize your experience through this method, then you might find this series of videos helpful, okay? If I'm meeting for the first time, my name is Susan Mwenda Mlongoti. I'm a specialist in marketing and digital marketing specifically. So I offer training, I offer courses, I offer consultants in the area of sales, marketing, and digital marketing. Okay, so let me tell you a story of how I started. A few years ago, I used to live in Kitwe, but I was running a business. I was running a digital marketing agency, and most of our clients were actually in Lusaka. So I was on the Copper Belt, but I had people and some assistants, and I had this personal assistant who was in Kitwe. So one time I was chatting with her casually, and then she said, I need to go and pay money she was rewriting her grade 12 exams. I need to go and pay money for my tuitions. So I got curious and said, oh, how are you learning? Then she said, I'm learning online. Then she said, so I was like, you're learning online, how? Then she explained that there's this teacher, a tutor, who's got a group where they learn this subject, and they're about 200, and they pay 100 kwacha per month. And you know, being an entrepreneur, I immediately did the math. I was like, how much is this guy making? So I was like, 200 pupils, each paying 100 kwacha. That's about 20,000 per month. That sounds interesting. So, of course, maybe not everyone pays all the time. So you can say, give or take, maybe around 15,000 or something per month. Then I thought, that's a good amount of money. So I started going into this, investigating more about this field. So one time I saw, after educating myself and getting more information about it, I started creating courses. So one of my earliest courses was how to get more customers in your business, which is basically what I talk about most of the time. Okay, how to get more customers in your business. So I did, my content was both audio and written, and I charged 300 for that class. I had another one before that which was just written, but this particular one I had audio and written, and I charged 300 per class, and I had 10 people who signed up, so that was 3,000. So that was one of my earliest experiences. Okay, so maybe you are thinking about starting this field, monetizing your knowledge and your experience and your expertise. The easiest way to get started is really to just think about, what do you want to teach and who needs this kind of knowledge? Because once you have these two things, then it's much easier to get started. Okay, so if you are so what I'm going to do is I'm compiling a PDF. Okay, I'm compiling a PDF of topics with examples of the kinds of topics people teach across the internet. So it's going to be a very long list. There are going to be more than 70 examples, so that as you are thinking about monetizing your own knowledge, you can look through the list and say, okay, which one of these can I teach? Which one of these do I have passion for? Which one of these do I have maybe experience expertise in, which I can monetize through these methods? So I'm compiling that PDF. I'm going to share a link where you can download it very soon, somewhere above or below this video or the other videos that I'm going to be sharing. Now, would you love to get started and monetize your passion, your knowledge, your skill, your expertise? I have this mini course called Infopreneurship, how to make money from your passion, knowledge, and experience. This is actually one of the courses I've been teaching for a long time, and I have had people coming back to me and saying, after taking your course, I've started monetizing my passion. After taking your course, I've started monetizing your knowledge. I've actually created content. I'm even selling it. So if you would like to learn more from me on this particular subject, I've got a course that goes into detail. It's not a very long course. It's a short course you can learn within a short time, but you get all the basics, including how to get started, how to write your content, how to structure, how to get customers, etc. Okay, so once you get that course, you also join my group. So I'm creating a new group called Monetize. Monetize your expertise. So you join that group, you'll be able to interact, and I'm going to add some bonus training. In case you have a question, you can ask that question. And if you want private consultation, I've just introduced a new VIP mastermind where we can do private consultation. I can look at your content. We can sit down together and brainstorm if you need to. Can look at your branding, your personal branding, how to build your brand. We can go into detail, the consultation. So that's for those who want more attention, private consultation. But just to get started, you can get started with the course. It's only $15. That's approximately 350 kwacha. Okay, it's going to give you the full course, access to the group, and I've got some bonus training reserved for those who are going to join and get that course. Okay, so in summary, I'm talking about how to monetize your passion, your knowledge, your experience, or your expertise. This is the right time to do that because of the booming industry of e-learning, which has grown due to the power of the internet, and somehow it was accelerated partly due to the COVID-19 pandemic. People have become more used to getting knowledge online. People cannot always go to the university for everything that they need to know. Okay, they cannot go to the university for everything that they need to know. So you can monetize your knowledge, your passion, your experience by teaching, by doing consultants in a particular field. So tomorrow, so the next part of this video, I'm going to talk about if you have a particular area of knowledge, is it monetizable? How do you know it's monetizable? How do you know people are actually going to buy? I'm going to share the criteria that I use in determining that. So for now, this is all. If you're going to join the Monetize program, you're welcome. If you want to book for private training, I'm going to add a link that you can use to fill in. You see the details, you see the conditions, then you can get started from there. Okay, I'll see you in part 2. This was part 1. I'll see you in part 2.